sure not to forget.
I know.
Okay, so I assume we're not like doing the spicy food history and all the normal questions that we do. So we're just kind of winging it.
I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I'm an open book. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. I just like to talk about sauce in the industry, so we can talk about anything. I don't care.
Claire's always got something from that she can pull out and start talking about.
Oh yeah, it's all on Claire apparently.
Fuck the
Oh,
industry.
good.
I know, right?
I mean,
Totally prepared for that. Definitely.
This is like the
How many
third
times
time
have you
we've
gone,
talked.
hey, let's talk about this?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like sometimes I've been like, okay, let's prepare ahead and talk about this. And then you guys are like, prepare ahead. What the fuck? So now
Who
I'm
the fuck-
like, I got my tea. I'm good.
I'm so much less formal than all of your other guests because I'm not a hot sauce maker and I'm not I don't make equipment or tech or anything like that. I'm just like the guy who eats the sauce. You know,
we love that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
You got a little pinky toe in there, though.
A little bit.
You've made sauce. Kind of.
I've done what you've told me to do while making sauce.
You've capped bottles. You've gotten blisters capping bottles.
I have gotten blisters capping bottles.
There you
know
go.
a little.
You're a
I
real
know
sauce maker now.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm official now.
You've been branded.
I know, right?
Your hands have been branded.
All right, let's get this shit going. We'll just do this same shit on the
Sounds good.
podcast.
Sounds good.
All right. Flavor Balance Heat, the podcast for hot sauce lovers and makers, is brought to you by Scoville.com. Try Scoville.com's hot sauce subscription box, where you pick the heat, flavor, and food pairings you want in your box. Get 1 or 3 bottles delivered to your door each month. Choose your heat level, flavor profile, and food pairings. And it's completely customizable each month. You no longer have to worry about getting sauces you don't like or won't use. Scoville.com specially curates each month's box based on your personal preferences. And best of all, High Desert Sauce Co., Butterfly Bakery of Vermont, and Irish Spike's unique hot sauces are all available at Scoville.com. Welcome to Flavor Balance Heat, the podcast for hot sauce lovers and makers. Welcome to Flavor Balance Heat, the podcast for hot sauce lovers and makers. I'm Spike.
I'm Zac.
And I'm Claire.
And today we're talking to Brian Ambs from the YouTube phenomenon. How's that?
There we go. That works.
YouTube phenomenon, Brian Ambs, and
I wouldn't say
podcast.
I wouldn't say I'm a phenomenon, but I am a friend of the podcast. I am quite a fan. I listen to, I would say, like 95% of the episodes. I feel like
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys are doing great stuff over here.
I don't know.
I do too, and I edit them.
Oh, I know you do.
You mean you only listen to 95, Spike?
Yeah.
Oh,
So what?
No, you had a question. You should ask a question. I was just going to state something. I can state something at any
State
point.
something. I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say. I was gonna make some shit up.
I have been operating without water for Thursday and Friday. We didn't have water. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then, so our town had the largest water main break in remembered history, and they had to shut off the entire system.
Ooh.
So that's fun. And it took them 28 hours of digging and fixing to actually get it fixed. And they finally got it fixed. But then when they recharged the system, it caused more breaks. And so they finally we finally had water by Saturday morning. And then Sunday morning, this morning, there was another break right outside our door that they fixed pretty quickly. But we don't have potable water now. And so we have a 1,000 gallon reserve water tank that all of our kitchen water goes through just to equalize pressure from the city and stuff like that. So we've been running completely off of that for the last 2 days. And that's only for our kitchen. It's not for the rest of the building.
Wow.
And yeah. And so now we're trying to figure out, the problem is if we let non-potable water go into that tank, then we have to sterilize that whole tank when we get clean water again. It's just chlorine, but then we have to flush it and all of that. And so now we're trying to figure out how we can truck in new water. And I got a quote for $1,000 and I was like, or not. And I called up my plumber to see if he had any ideas of where we could go get water. And he was like, you could fill up at my house. I was like, I'm not going to fill up at your house. That's cool. Thank you.
That's wild.
That's fun.
So do you have any sort of quote on when you're going to be back up and running at all? Like, do you have any idea?
So, I mean, at least we finally actually have water, because like that was actually the hardest part, was having no. So, so actually having no water, we have boilers we have a boiler for our kettles, to run our kettles, and you know what boilers need to boil is water. And so it, it's a circulating system, and it also and there's a reserve tank. And so you don't think about the additional water that's coming into it, but there is regularly additional water coming into it. And so we've not had water before because of a break or something. And that system has been fine. But 2 days of not having any additional water in it meant that it ran out of water and our boiler shut off in the middle of production.
Oh my God.
So at least non-potable water is fine. We can boil non-potable water all day long. So at least we have that. And then they said that they're going to take the samples from the water system Monday morning. And so they hope to lift the boil water by Tuesday. But I don't know when on Tuesday. And then also if the samples return anything, then it's going to be longer. And yay.
This is why closed system kettles are better than direct steam kettles.
And we've got 2 closed system kettles, and we also we piped water into the reserve tank. So we were, once we realized that was an issue, we added water to the system, and it was
there. You go.
And it didn't take very much. We added 15 gallons or something. It wasn't.
That's not bad.
No.
Wow.
No,
so you've had a fun.
It's so much fun.
Hey, Brian, welcome to the shit show.
There you go. I was waiting for it.
That's what I thought Claire was gonna say when she started to talk.
I almost did it, but
that would have been great.
Oh man, great. You should have.
I know.
So Brian, you were on the podcast in the early days. I think it was before Claire, weren't you?
It was before. Yeah, it was before Claire. Yeah.
I was like, who's this Brian guy?
I don't believe that, Claire. I don't believe that at all.
No, I've been a big fan of all of your guys' sauces for quite a while. You guys are all very talented.
I like that Claire has become even better friends with you since we started the podcast, even though you haven't been on.
Well, although I feel like Brian's become good friends with Peter.
I talked to Peter. I probably talked to Peter more than I've talked to Claire, honestly, just because they did my subscription box for one of the months, and so me and Peter were going back and forth quite a bit. And I need to get in touch with Peter actually, because I need to get a case of sauce from him. But
right, what I think you guys are talking about something else now too, or just recently you have. I mean, his office is right next to mine, so I hear the bits.
No, I just need to get a case of the Ghost Verde pickle from you.
Awesome, we have it with the new label and everything.
There you go. Perfect. So just in one case. It's not a crazy order.
Well, and I wanted to send you some sauce too, because
cool.
I wanted to just send you some, like a little reviewer set of fun stuff, and
sure.
But then I wasn't sure what Peter had sent you before, and so I was just I don't know, find out what you haven't had. We need to connect and do it of some sort.
So I don't know if you are aware, but Brian is also a mustard slut.
Oh
yeah, I'm big.
We make mustard.
Guy.
Have you had any of our mustard?
I have had much of your mustard. The only thing I have not had that you make. I haven't had any of your caramels, but I think I've had every other product from every other company that you've had at one point.
Oh.
In the early days, I placed just an order for most of everything you make.
I should search your order history.
It was a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, awesome. We'll send you.
Have you had her granola?
I have. That was one of the first. I got some. It was granola, some cookies. I think. I'm trying to think. It was I think it was either cookies or brownies. I can't remember what it was. Mustard. I got my local Jungle Gyms over here too, and they carry all your products. So I get a lot of the stuff that's where I get my mustard from you. Is at Jungle Gyms.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's not even a fucking light over here. Like what is going on?
It's because the whole inside your warehouse is white. It's bouncing everywhere. You got overhead lights, and they're bouncing all over the place. That's the problem.
Well, it's never looked like this before, though, man. I fucking.
Well, you just got to change your angle a little bit.
There's been times when I've seen the light behind you, Zach, that just looks like you're sitting outdoors, and it's just the white wall behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't fucking care.
I don't either.
Yeah.
This isn't on YouTube anymore, so that's why I actually I just switched my lights back to yellow because I have trouble going to sleep after this because all the white lights right in my face. So you guys just get to look at the yellow me instead.
That's okay. I was gonna ask if you were jaundiced.
Oh Jesus!
Were you? Were you going?
No, not at all.
Well, fine.
Not
I'll
at
switch it back
all.
to white now. No, I won't. I want my sleep.
Flavor Balance Heat is brought to you by High Desert Sauce Co. out of Tucson, Arizona. Zac is the owner and creative mind behind High Desert Sauce Co.'s hot sauces. He says, at High Desert Sauce Co. we make sauces that we love. The balance of bold heat and fresh flavor is the heart of our philosophy. We keep it simple by using the best ingredients we can get our hands on and letting the natural flavors run the show. High Desert Sauce Co. Just the good stuff. Visit High Desert at hdsauceco.com.
Oh man, so what's been going on with you, Brian? What's new in your world?
I'm trying to think of what's new. I'm just trying to stay busy, come up with concepts for new videos. I try to get people to watch videos that involve sauce more, try to come up with fresh ideas, that kind of thing. I'm working on trying to expand my subscription box as much as possible and get that out there to as many people as humanly possible. I got some other things that I want to do. A product that I wanted to release this year that's not going to happen is, why can't I think of the name of it right now? Why can't I think of it? So, like in the month of December, where you open up a different like square, like every day of the month
Advent calendar.
There you go, freaking advent
Yeah.
calendar. I want to make an advent calendar with either like with some sort of spicy chocolate or some sort of spicy product in it or something like that. But I've reached out to some companies to try to like get some sort of partnership going, and it just hasn't worked out. So that was something I wanted to do this year. That's not going to happen, but maybe I can do something like that in the future. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay busy and keep it coming, basically.
So
it seems like. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
I just. It seems like, I don't know. In the last couple of months, has your content changed? I couldn't tell you how it's changed, but it seems like it's changed somehow. Not in a bad way, in a good way.
I think that I think that a lot of people on YouTube that are focusing on spicy products are seeing less people watching those videos at the moment, and I'm seeing that across all of everything, from the biggest channels you can possibly think of to the smallest channels. And so I clearly pay a lot of attention to that. And so I'm just trying to come up with concepts that keep people engaged, keep people watching, and make good original content, because I try to stay away from like huge trends and things like that. Just got to keep it original. But it's just a lot. You have to be working really hard right now in that kind of space. And it's challenging, but it's fun. You know, it's still doing good. It's still clicking along. Just going to have to, you just got to work really hard right now. But that's okay.
Yeah. You used to do cooking videos like in your house. Like you wouldn't say shit. It would just be like, I fucking love those videos personally. Why'd you quit doing them?
Because nobody watches them.
I watch them.
And that's times. That's the problem. I would love to make those videos, but they are they take a long time to make. Sometimes I can be operating in the negative while making them if I'm buying, depending on like what I'm cooking, which is fine. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to make content that people are going to watch. And if people aren't watching it, that means that they don't want to see it. And so, you know, I'm not going to be making content that people aren't going to be, you know, watching. So, you know, I'm focusing on stuff that people actually will be able to like digest and get something out of simultaneously.
Have you ever trying to do like what Kenji does and just strap a GoPro to your forehead and cook?
I actually have
quick stuff. Yeah, that's like
I actually have thought of doing something like that, and I might do something like literally that exact concept to kind of like see how something like that would work and just kind of put it out there. Well, one good thing I have seen is that in the past, the least performing videos on my channel would be my hot sauce review videos, and those have become more of my most viewed videos in the last probably like 2 years. So I just think that people are just, you know, looking for that opinion slightly more, which is clearly a good thing for me, which is nice. But so I see a lot more people kind of watching them, you know, getting into it, and that helps me. That helps the hot sauce companies and the makers, and helps people eat good sauce. So that's all great stuff.
What other spicy content do you do besides reviewers that not what do you do? I mean, like what? Jesus Christ! What's
your OnlyFans, Ryan?
I know
it's feet. I know it.
What do you find? Because you're saying that like different types of content, you're getting different responses from. What are you seeing like reduced viewership from, and what are you seeing gaining viewership, or where are you trying to shift your attention to, or how is that varying?
Sure. So like the best videos on my channel are always going to be the amount of suffering that I'm doing in a video. So if I can suffer more, then that's clearly going to do the best. But I can't just make a bottle on fucking Da Bomb every day. Like I can't just chug bottles of Da Bomb. So
I mean,
I can, sure. Well, but yeah, no, but that's who's that really helping? You know, like that's, I mean, that might help me get some views, but that's not going to get somebody engaged with sauce. It's not going to get people to understand or to find new brands, find new sauces that they're going to enjoy, and like help out the greater good of what I'm hopefully trying to achieve here. But like I can do fresh pepper vids, which are really good. People like those. But we also have a really big problem. The biggest problem that's happening right now is like a monetization issue that a lot of people are having, and a lot of people aren't even talking about it. But when you're going through, and some creators are having the problem, some creators are not having it, but when you publish a video on YouTube, you have to do like a self-checklist, basically, that when your video is monetized, you have to say that like my video does not include this, like self-harm, minors, all kinds of stuff. And in there, under self-harm, it's purposely digesting things that can cause you harm, like the Carolina Reaper is like literally in YouTube's like wording when you upload a video. So basically what YouTube is saying is that you cannot eat a Carolina Reaper in any way, shape, or form in a video and have it monetized on YouTube is what they're trying to say. So that is clearly tough. And so sometimes they're like, whatever their algorithms are, their AI or however they're doing it, they can see like a level of suffering in a video and they'll unmonetize the video. And that makes it really hard for some creators to make content at the same time, you know, because if my channel, like my videos are monetized, I want people to be able to watch them. And if the videos are not able to be able to do that, I'm not able to do this for a living, I'm not going to be able to continue to make the videos, you know? So I need people to be able to watch them and see them and things like that. So it's tough. It's tough out there, but you know, so you have to navigate that kind of thing at the same time.
Are you going to become a TikTok star now?
No, I'm definitely not going to become a TikTok guy. No, actually, I mean, the channel's doing good.
Brian
right
doing
now, I know, right? I'm going to be doing TikTok dances.
Yeah, man, editing videos for TikTok is a fucking huge pain in the ass. Like, I got some shit like on my phone, and I'm like, man, it'd be much easier on the computer, but then it won't send through an email, and I'm just like, fuck this, I don't care that much.
Yeah, TikTok's algorithm is crazy too. They kind of like I don't even know, like they kind of front load views in the beginning as soon as you join to make you feel like you're doing really, really well, and then all of a sudden something will happen, and your views will tank, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm getting into like the nitty gritty behind the scenes kind of stuff on YouTube, which is it's fine with me, but I don't know. It's a good conversation. We normally don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Oh, hey, we're getting
the
spicy content.
Here's them feet. Let's see them feet. Wait,
I know. I love it when I was at like whenever people ask me what I do, and then whenever I have to say that I'm like a spicy content creator, I always love people's reaction to that because it's true, but they don't know what I'm necessarily talking about, which I love.
Nice. So, are you compiling your list of top 5 or 10 for the end of the year or whatever?
Yeah, I'm doing it different this year because I don't want to exclude sauces. Like I have in the past, I did like a top 5 and then I did like honorable mentions. And this year I'm just doing a like, fuck it, these are the best sauces that I've tasted all year long. And so I just as I film the video and a sauce like absolutely blows me away, I set it aside. I immediately go to the company's website. I order 2 more bottles of it, and then it comes and it sits right next to my desk all year long. And those are the sauces that are going to be going in it. And I think there's 7 sauces this year that I've had so far that are going to be going in there.
Nice.
Awesome.
So yeah. Spike and Clary both have one in there. So.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, Zach, your sauces are delicious too. But Ghost of Saffron's been in there twice. So.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I had the most embarrassing moment in my hot sauce history on your show just recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Zach got the text. So we had run some labels and missed some stuff, and then ran them again. But when I send samples out, I'll go, hey, just use that. Because that way we're using up the shitty labels and it's just samples to somebody. But I didn't intend that to be to you because you read the ingredients on there.
And so that's what got sent out. And so it's like, where's this? Where's this on the show? And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know. I try to go back and forth about how nitpicky I get. And I've asked people.
We deserved it.
No, that's fine. Like one thing I love to do, and I do it intentionally because like the dumber I can possibly make myself look in a video, generally speaking, is better because it just adds comedy. So I always try to like, if I'm like, especially if I don't know what the company is, or I'm like super unfamiliar with the sauce, I always try to like front load the video with a bunch of like wild claims or something like that. That hopefully as soon as I get into it, like I just talked a bunch of shit and it like completely backfires on me. Like that's the best case scenario. Like I love that. So the more that can happen, the better. But like I don't know. I'm trying to. It
was Scotch bonnets, and it didn't. And he's like, "Where? What pepper's in this?" And it's fucking Scotch bonnets. And I'm like, God damn it.
I'm Claire George. I own Butterfly Bakery of Vermont. We make hot sauce, mustard, cookies, and granola, and 100% of our products are made with Vermont ingredients. The thing that I hear most often from people is that my hot sauce tastes like the peppers that are in it. We do really simple recipes that don't get too crazy and nitpicky, just to really accentuate the flavor of the peppers that are in there. The unique thing about our hot sauces is how much we feature the farm and the relationship with the farm and really bring the terroir of Vermont to our hot sauces. I am pretty sure I am the #1 purchaser of Vermont-grown chili peppers. I would love it if there would be a legitimate pepper market in Vermont where people would know Vermont for its peppers. We're all better for supporting each other. You know, and I think that part really shows itself with the collaborations that I do with the other businesses and the other farms, that I love working together and coming up with new ideas and presenting each other with new challenges. And I think overall that's the attitude here. And I absolutely love it because that's my attitude. I try to live my life with love. The ingredients that I use, I would say that my values are reflected in that, that I use ingredients that, again, feel good, feel loving, feel supportive. The relationship with the farmer was how it all began. If I changed the reason for it being, if I went out and bought some commodity peppers, you know, it might not be as good.
You can find Butterfly Bakery of Vermont hot sauce, mustard, granola, and cookies at butterflybakeryvt.com.
Well, we, you know, Spike and Zac, you know about the big project that we have going on right now. The label that we printed for that, after it was approved and it was sent off to the printer, we found a typo on it. And it is an extra 0 in our zip code. Everything else is correct except for that extra 0. And we've decided that if anybody catches it, we'll tell them that it's not a 0, it's an Easter egg.
There you
go.
On our first major run of hot sauce, I mean, it was like our first big order of labels. I mean, we had the in our mission statement, and we still talk about that, about how much it drove us crazy for about a year.
We had the on, it was our heady topper hot sauce, and I think we'd been doing it for like 4 years, maybe 5. Before we caught it. Wow. And some people said, "Oh, I saw that, but I just didn't tell you."
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
At this point, I'm like intentionally putting typos on the label to see if the only one that fucking ever catches it is Brian.
There you go.
Mango, but there's no fucking Scotch bonnets.
Dude, I'm glad I try to catch some stuff. One thing I haven't done, I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but like one of my, there you go, hot take here, is when companies just list peppers on it. They don't tell you what the pepper is, and so I haven't got the nerve to do it yet because I'm like afraid. I don't want to like really offend somebody, but like whenever they do it, I want to have like a spinner in the back, and then I'm just gonna like wheel a spinner, and I'm just gonna have peppers on it. I'm just gonna spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, I'm like, well, okay. Apparently, green bell peppers is the #1 ingredient in the sauce. So, all right, we're just gonna roll with it.
Fucking do it, man. I mean,
I know. I need to pull the trigger on. I haven't done it yet. I've talked about it a bunch though.
I mean, realistically speaking, you should like tell people what's in your fucking product. So,
that's what I'm trying to say when I joke about that kind of thing, because
you're not joking though. So you can say you're joking, but I know you're not fucking joking. These guys know you're not joking.
I'm
have
about
you done
to
it?
do that. No, I'm about to do that. Only because somebody
why
brought us a whole bunch of peppers, and we don't know exactly what all of them are, and we're going to make it our harvest sauce. And we're just going to say peppers. We have an idea of what they are, but
are you going to put like a heat level on the sauce so people have an understanding of what they're getting themselves into?
Yeah, and it's not going to be crazy hot. It'll be because they're all like milder peppers. I mean, I think Serrano is probably the hottest thing in there.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
we
gotcha.
On a label recently, we have 5 different peppers in it, and what I hate is when you have a pepper blend, it moves the peppers down in the list, and so like vinegar and water or whatever up at the top. And so to avoid that, on this one I put chili peppers, but I did put in parentheses what chili peppers are in there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's there are more chili peppers than anything else. It's just
that's totally fine. I mean, it's almost like it like helps me with my job a lot when I can read those peppers, so like I can get an idea of what kind of burn we're going to be having in there. Cause that's something I pay attention to a lot, because different peppers burn way differently, and when a hot sauce maker really knows what they're doing, they know how to play with that burn, and they know how to move it around in your palate, put it, wherever it needs to go. And that combination is like super important when you're trying to have like certain styles of sauces, so.
Well, and it's actually one of the things that really bugs me about the hot sauce competitions is that they're generally blind. So all they do is taste the sauce, and they have no idea what's in it. And I feel like one of the things that we do really well is take a really small number of ingredients and really bring out those flavors and those ingredients. So like one example is our smoked onion. So many people think it has tomato in it, and there's no tomato at all in there. And I feel like if you're just tasting it blind, then you're just going to be like, oh yeah, there's all those ingredients. And I'm like, no, look at what we can do with these 4 ingredients. Like, this is cool. Appreciate it, please.
Yeah. On a random note, Claire, so I did I judged the Boston Hot Sauce Fest last year, and your sauce was the only sauce out of all. I think I tasted 50 sauces, and I knew it was your sauce by tasting it. Like 100%. 100% knew it was yours.
And I think that was the rum barrel ferment, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it was you or it was Kyle. Somebody told me that it was like super, super close to winning the biggest award, and that came in second instead. And I was bummed about that, because the first place award in the Boston is like the really pretty like glass sculpture, and then the second place is just like a medal. And I was like, I want the sculpture.
Yeah, I quit giving my money. So I had an experience at Zest Fest, the Golden Chili Award. I was beat out by Karma Sauce's Hunu Diablo in the Latin division over Hotter Ghost of Saffron. And the only thing Latin about that Karma sauce was cumin.
I haven't had that sauce.
No offense.
I enjoy Karma sauces quite a bit.
I do.
Gene's a good maker.
Yeah.
So,
but I hear you, Zach.
I don't know him. We should get him on here.
I've never met him before.
I have. He's probably not going to be. He might be interested, but I doubt it.
It'd be nice anyway.
I can ask.
It is funny when I ask people about coming on the show, because I'd say 80% of them are like, yeah. And then the other 20% are like, can I listen to some episodes? I'm like, what do you think we're going to do? Like,
that's interesting. Yeah. I can't fathom a world where somebody wouldn't want to come on,
Right.
Like,
I know. And they're like hesitant. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But it's just a funny, like, I don't know if they expect some shenanigans or some like hard hitting questions, or like, no, we just want to
depending on who it is, there could be some hard-hitting questions. Like if we get some Heatonist folks on here, it'd be some hard-hitting.
Oh God,
100%.
Oh man.
Okay, so I'm not going to invite them on the show.
Invite them. They can handle it. They're big boys.
We early on, most of the people we asked, it seemed like, except the people that Zach already knew, most of the people we asked were a little hesitant. And now that people know us. I remember when we went to Fiery Foods, I would talk to people, and some people already knew who we were. I mean, a bunch of people already knew who we were, but a few didn't, and they were kind of standoffish about it. And then when I saw people in Portland, a lot of those same people were like, yeah, I'm on board. So it was nice to see that big change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was funny being in New York, how having the podcast made people just feel more comfortable talking to me. Like they just kind of knew what to expect when talking to me or something. It was kind of like, oh, there's this maker I want to talk to. but now we're like, oh yeah, now I'm just going to go talk to her. Like, oh, okay, great.
I feel like that. Like,
awesome. That's great.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever talked to you in person, but I feel like I almost know you just because I've listened to the podcast so many times. So I have an understanding of your personality. So
I feel like I know you because Peter tells me about you.
There you go.
I was really excited when you were coming on the show because I was like, now I actually get to talk to you instead of you just.
There you go. Likewise.
Flavor Balance Heat, the podcast for hot sauce lovers and makers, is brought to you by Irish Spike's unique hot sauces and Vandal pepper sauces. I'm Spike, the owner and executive saucier. Our sauces are handmade in the Pacific Northwest using the best possible ingredient. We believe that hot sauce equates to a balance of sensational heat coupled with a robust and complex flavor profile. Live your hottest life with Irish Spikes. Irish Spikes unique hot sauces and Vandal pepper sauces are available at saucecult.com.
Don't let the podcast fool you, people. This is all an act on Claire's behalf. This is not she is in private. I got the text messages to fucking.
Okay, wait, so tell Zach, how am I?
She's quite angry and hostile.
I can imagine.
And I know jack shit. I just spout the most random nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely. All this code she talks about doesn't exist.
Wait, Zach, so since you weren't on the show last week, do you know about the registration that you need to do before the end of the year?
He says no.
Yeah, it hasn't aired yet, so that might be part of it.
Well, I know, but I mean, does he know about it?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know about the? Let me bring it up because, of course, again, I know about it, but I didn't prepare it. It's the because I still haven't done my second registration. Beneficial ownership information that you have to do for every company. Every company needs, if you're filed as a company, whether it's an independent or an LLC or a S Corp or a C Corp, you have to file this beneficial ownership information form that says who the owners of your company are. And
this is every company?
This is every company. And this is for the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network of the U.S. government so that they can better track fraud.
Get the fuck out. Government, you can suck these nuts.
The fines are hundreds of dollars a day for not doing it. And it's literally just saying like, I am me and I own this company and here is a picture of my driver's license.
Yeah, the government can suck these nuts.
That is fantastic to know, Claire, because I have multiple companies, so I'm just learning.
I know, well, and I did it. I'll drop it in the chat. I'll drop the link.
Please.
I did it for Butterfly Bakery, but it was when I was telling these guys last week about it that I realized that I haven't done it for my other company, which is it's just a company that owns the building that we're in. It's not anything special, but those are exactly the kind of companies that this is supposed, I mean, it's not a shell company, but it's just a company. It has zero sum, zero money in, money out, and it all works out to zero in the end. And that's the exact kind of company that they want to make sure is not just an offshore whatever company. So
gotcha. Good to know.
Yeah,
well,
there you go.
Let's learn something very important.
No comment. Yeah,
tell everybody Make sure to file that information.
Fucking nobody.
I like not getting fines. I mean, the government already knows who I am and it knows I own the company. I have to file
$500 a day or some shit like that.
It's like $500 a day. Yeah,
that is wild.
Yeah. So
fucking
and you only have to do it once unless the ownership of your company changes.
That's not the point. The point is the government needs to stay the fuck up out of my business.
Well, they're trying to track people.
I get it.
Because these people are taking advantage of the system.
Well, okay. Well, look at all of our fucking politicians.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
let's not talk about that.
Sorry.
Let's not talk.
Fuck.
Let's just not talk. I don't have the energy.
God. Anyway.
I don't know.
I don't have the energy.
Anyway.
Right now.
Anyway. Fucking. I need a minute. I seriously need a minute because I'm like heated right now.
I understand.
And Zach, you can do whatever
Hakuna Matata.
You want. Just have
there you go.
What's that, Claire?
Oh, I was just saying you can do it however you want, just so you have the information that you know that this law exists now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, again, government can just lick this chocolate starfish.
Speaking of that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Right? Where are we going now?
There's now some spicy content.
I think I told you guys this before, but it still drives me crazy that, and I'm not going to name names, but there was a hot sauce show that my my guy who does shows was at, and he traded with a non-maker for a bottle of sauce, and the whole entire label is a butthole.
Oh,
with the guy's face, with the guy's face over the butthole, and there are no ingredients. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
Like I've seen this sauce.
The I mean, okay, but
he sent me sauce.
Yeah, do you have? Yeah, there you go.
I didn't have a label for it when he sent it to me, but I knew what it was called.
And it sat on my desk for the longest time because
I don't
like, and it's not legal. It's not legal.
No. He's just making it. He makes it at home.
I don't think he sells it.
No, I don't think he does.
I don't know.
But I am bothered. There's my hot take. I don't think buttholes belong on labels, whether or not it's formal.
This one. I think it's just his normal label, but this is a Nashville hot dill pickle sauce. It actually sounds. I haven't had it yet. It sounds delicious though.
He had one, and it was good. But it had something like that. I mean, it sounded like anal was somewhere in there, you know. And I was just like, I love everything about this sauce except the name. You know?
I honestly couldn't bring myself to taste it. I was like, there's no ingredients, there's no name except for a name that I don't want to have in my brain, and a picture I don't want to have in my brain.
Well,
I don't want
disclosure.
Like
I bet one of my employees, they tasted it, said it was good, and then I tasted it.
Yeah, no, my employee did eat it. He said it was good.
Yeah.
But, I'm like, cool, more power to you. I do enjoy these things when I eat sauce.
I do enjoy when hot sauce companies kind of like skirt the line of that like old school hot sauce branding, where it was always like, you know, like blow your butthole off, like hottest thing in the world, like where you kind of like you kind of skirt that line a little bit. Like for instance, where is it? So like a Pickle Lips, their werewolf piss, like that is kind of doing that a little bit, you know, which is a pretty gnarly name, but it's like a little, it's dancing there a little bit, and I kind of like that, you know, because it's like a little bit of
our
like
Happy Taco.
Exactly. Like, I'm cool with that, you know?
Yeah. I love when somebody gets it and they walk up and I say, you want to try the Happy Taco? And they go,
yeah. So, I enjoy that.
Hang on one second here. We had a nice little transition into the government licking my chocolate starfish and about a fucking label with an asshole on it. Like,
that's how it
Are you going to be able to edit around that so that
I'm just going to bleep out the name.
Yeah, there you go. It'll make it happen. Just bleep out the necessary things.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and
maybe where he's from, and
it'll be fine.
I'm hoping you can cut. I'm hoping you can chop it up to where it just kind of flows.
I can do it.
The greatest transition.
Spike's got
ever.
it. I've from years of editing. You can fix anything basically.
That's true. There's been a couple of times when somebody's tried to say something and they couldn't get the words out, but in trying to get the words out in that you can chop it up and get exactly what they needed to say, and I've done just went plunk, and then it's all worked.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the greatest fucking transition ever. That's in the memory bank for sure.
That was a good one.
So you ready to release a mustard, Brian? Brian's blown O-ring mustard.
No, that's not what we're going to call it. But is it going to be a mustard or is it going to be a hot sauce with a bunch of mustard?
I don't fucking know, man. Like, let me get through the fucking holidays. Like, that trip back east, like, really put me behind. Like,
I got to figure out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But, Zach and I are going to hopefully make this, like, Caribbean-style sauce.
Nice.
Because I was in the Virgin Islands last year, and I was tasting these sauces that I really enjoyed, but the ingredient list wasn't like the cleanest thing I've ever seen in my life, but I get it because these have to sit on tables in like 110-degree weather every day. Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. But I was like, man, this could be so good if it was made with like better ingredients. And it's like so close because the flavor profiles are there. And so hopefully Zach can, give me a hand on that because I think it could be super delicious. So we're going to lean into the mustard a little bit and some fruit. Yeah. It'll be good.
Awesome. Yep. So this one is going to be super limited, bro. Like one batch. That's it. This is not going to be a fucking sell out, make more every fucking 4 days.
Okay. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I just want to make cool sauce, and I just like making cool stuff. And if
I fucking say that, I say that, but I also said that about Ghost of Saffron.
You also said that about Cafe Mole. You're like, dude, I'm not making any more of this. And then we did a last run, and then you sent me a picture of all those labels, and you're like, dude, why'd you have to say we were done with this? And I'm like, you told me we were done with it. And I'm like, all right, man.
For a while, man. That's all that means. It's just for a while. Because now, like, all holidays are coming. I'm like, shit, I could sell the shit out of some Cafe Mole. People keep asking for it. But
there you go.
Brian had to put all of it. This is it. Last 6 bottles right here. So now we got to roll with it.
I want to make. I like coffee and hot sauces a lot. I want to make another coffee sauce. Like, I want to do a sauce with a really light roasted coffee that you can taste a lot of the flavors of the coffee. I'm a big coffee nerd, and I would love to do like a really coffee forward sauce.
Okay.
So,
that sounds great. Have you had our coffee hot sauce?
I don't think I have.
Oh,
what?
So what? I will send that. I'm going to put it in the list.
What is it called? What's it called?
Maple coffee, because we are very unoriginal with our names.
No, I have had your maple coffee. I apologize. I have had it. It is delicious.
I love that sauce, and it is a slow seller, and it makes me really sad. And I feel like once people have it, people really enjoy it, but people go, "Oh, coffee, really?" And it just doesn't like. And I need to put some energy behind it. It's our most expensive sauce, or like our most expensive that doesn't have an upcharge. And it drives me nuts because it took forever. It was figuring out how to make it so that we didn't burn the coffee was like and I'm super sensitive to burned coffee. I hate burned coffee so much. And figuring out how to make it was just like all these things had to line up, and we finally got it to line up, and I was so excited about launching it. And we launched it in the middle of those like horrible floods that Vermont had back in 2023. And it was, we had to bring water from outside because we also had no water at that point. And, cause floods. And, it was like that. And the sauce is so good, and I love putting it on everything. And I want it to move better. And we're at this point where we're like, we're going to start axing things just for funsies. And I really don't want it to be on the list, but I know it's somewhere on the list. So
yeah, I think those are like sauces like that. I think are super important for if hot sauce companies are able to release things like that they absolutely should, because like, I mean, when we did Cafe Mole, like I know that a lot of people don't even know what mole is, and like this is not going to be like a super like a knockout seller. Like I know that it's not going to be, but it's delicious and it's a really great style, and it's going to be a super tasty sauce. You got to put it out there, you know. So doing sauces like that, I think, are super important because they're super tasty, and you're just going to try, and people, it will get to people, and then they're going to fall in love with it, you know. And so maybe they're going to come back to the brand just looking for that particular sauce, and over time, maybe that will, you know, branch out. But I mean, people aren't, when people think of hot sauce, they don't think of coffee, you know, and I don't care because I think it's delicious in sauce, so I want to make one, you know. Like but I understand where the consumer's coming from. It like they can't all say mango habanero, you know.
Please.
Yeah, please don't. Actually, along those lines, Brian, what do you, when you look at a hot sauce bottle, what do you look for that makes you go, or what do you see that makes you go, "Oh, I'm going to really like this," or what do you see that's like, "Nah, I'm not going to like this"?
I mean, first of all, I mean, like anyone, the branding is what the first thing that you see, you know. So like you see a bot, like if I'm walking through Jungle Gyms or something like that, like the hot sauce labeled branding is the first thing that's going to stick out to me. And when I'm making videos, I'm not going to lie, of course I'm looking at that kind of stuff because the stuff is going to go into a thumbnail. So if the bottle looks freaking awesome, like, yeah, I'm going to want to eat that. I'm going to want to try that sauce. And then once I look at it, I can generally tell by like the color of the sauce, like what kind of style it is. And so if it's like a style that I really enjoy, you know, which for me is normally, you know, like darker sauces, browns, blacks, that's, you know, things that I'm going to be looking for. And then I like Verdes a lot too, but I'm looking at the colors and then I'll pick it up, and then I'm a texture guy too. So if it's like super thin, I'm generally speaking like not the biggest fan of, but if it's, you know, got a lot of texture to it, then yeah, absolutely. But nowadays, I'm mostly looking at like if you're doing something cool, you know, if I pick it up and it's like a flavor that I've like never seen before, like Spike's watermelon curry that he just came out with, like that was insane. Like I can't not eat this immediately. Like this is like you can't not try this. Like I've never seen that before. Like 100% going to be happening, you know. Like that kind of thing. Like something
you've heard me say where I got that from, right?
No, I don't remember. I mean, I have, yes, but I don't remember.
My daughter and I watched like shitty British mystery shows together. We loved, it's like our thing. We call it Mystery Time. And we were watching this show called Death in Paradise, and they're in the Caribbean, and they had somebody serve watermelon curry. And I went, that's a thing, and looked it up, and it was a thing, and made my version of it.
Sure.
So
absolutely. So yeah, like for me, I mean, for the most part, interesting flavor profiles and things like that are going to be what I'm looking at for the most part. You know, branding will get me there, and then something interesting after that.
You're gonna like this year's limited series set.
I'm excited.
You don't even know what it is.
I know. I'm still excited. I love it. I don't think I've had a sauce of yours that I don't enjoy.
So we're not trying to like hurt people this year. It's gonna focus mostly on flavor. Like we're chefing it up this year.
Great.
Black.
Nice.
Everything's black garlic themed. In the
chocolate there we go. I love that. I love black garlic.
Black garlic and chocolate bootla. All right.
Ooh, I love chocolate peppers so much. So much.
Oh, that's be on the lookout for that. So what's next for you, Brian?
Oh God, dude, I don't know what's next. Let me try to think. If I can't come up with something, you got to cut this out here. It's like, what is next? I mean, I'm trying to think of what's going on. I mean, I kind of already answered that question. It's kind of like, what am I doing right now? It's more like just focusing on the Patreon is what I want to be. Is the thing that's most important to me is growing that, because people love it. And it's an amazing community. And it sucks that a lot of people don't get to see the Patreon community because I get to interact with them so much. But they're like, I call them like my most trusted advisors, because they're like my most like the people that I feel like understand hot sauce as much as, or love it as much as I do. And so they're like so invested on getting the new bottles. And when new bottles come in and they're tasting it, they have so many like notes and flavor profiles that are happening, and just the whole conversation jumps off around it. So I just want to like foster that community as much as humanly possible. And that's been great because I also get to like meet and talk to more makers and like develop personal relationship with them and understand like what they're doing and what they think about sauce. And it just kind of like helps me be a little bit better at my job, because I get a better like insight on what's happening like inside the industry that I normally don't see. And when I'm only like, you know, looking at bottles or something like that, but like getting an understanding of the thought process from these makers is super important and really cool. So that's kind of what I guess I'm focusing on in the future, and keep on making videos, man, like forever. I've been doing this for 7 years, and I'll keep on pumping them out forever, you know? So just keep on.
I get happy. I'll be literally get it like just a few minutes after you post it, especially on the weekends, because I'm just like kind of trying to relax, and I'll just watch YouTube and I see it pop up, and I'm always so happy that I'm one of the first ones to get to see it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for us? I don't know. You got any questions for us since no one else wants to fucking ask you?
Let me try to think of some questions for you guys. Well, okay, Claire, what sauces do you have coming out in 2025, or styles that you want to make that you'll be willing to talk about?
Well, we do have a big project that I can't talk about. But in terms of other things, we are, well, like I said, you know, we're kind of looking at like axing some things, but also, I don't know, I get like a kind of a little bit of a sick thrill from axing things that people really don't want us to. But at the same time, like I also like, I don't want to axe this maple coffee because I adore it. And we did just recently discontinue our Vienna lager hot sauce, and a lot of people got really angry about that, which was frustrating because it wasn't selling well. But no, in terms of like, gosh, what are we doing? We're just experimenting and working with farms and figuring out what we have and can try new things. My kitchen supervisor she's a chef. She's a Culinary Institute of America trained chef. And so she's been doing a lot of the development that we've been doing more recently. Like we had a Shermula a little while back that was one of hers. And there's a few other ones that she's got just different influences than what I've got. And so it's really cool to just see what other stuff comes out of the kitchen. We're a co-packer, so we've been working with a lot of brands that we really love and respect, and that's been really fun. Sometimes those things go slower than I mean them to, just because we have a lot of projects going on. We are going to be doing trade shows. So this isn't even about like doing like new sauces, but we're going to start doing trade shows next year, which we've never done before. And that's like
you're an SQF certified facility.
We're not. No.
You're going to need it in order to get grocery.
I know. I know some do, some don't, and some have ways around it. We've got, Yeah. No, we've
it
dealt
makes
with
life
that with all
much
of
easier.
Yes. Are you, Zach?
Hell no. I work out of a shared
yeah.
kitchen space. They'll
Yeah,
come
right.
in, they'll be like, get the fuck out here, dude.
Yes. No, I know on that, because a lot of our co-pack clients deal with that. And we have been able, a lot of stores have ways for small companies to work around that. You know, we've got our FDA inspection that we can share, and we've got stuff like that we can share. So we're going to be doing trade shows, and we keep going back and forth on new branding, which is like, I don't know, I can't decide. We recently changed our labels, and it's kind of as a stopgap to like our future labels, but the I did it as a stopgap before like a future label change, but we've gotten a lot of really good feedback on the new labels, so maybe we'll keep them. I don't know. It's all those
I like
things.
that. I like the new labels.
Oh, that's good.
do.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, maybe it's not worth the effort of rebranding right now, and we'll rebrand later, or maybe we won't rebrand. Maybe we'll just keep going with what we're doing. I had a moment. Oh God, I had a moment where I thought about just changing the whole company name.
Oh God.
And I know. So
this is what we talked about last week, right?
Did we? Amazon? Amazon?
I don't know. Wasn't there?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I talked to my advisor about it on Monday, and he like got angry with me. And I was like, okay, maybe I can come up with a better solution. I think I came up with a better solution. And I don't, I feel like the Butterfly Bakery name is so, I don't know. It's just, it makes us who we are.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
Yeah. I don't know. But so those are all the things that we're working on, and we're always making new sauce. We're always experimenting with things, and like it's even hard for me to tell you what we're experimenting with, because I don't know. We'll just like grab a bunch of stuff and be like, let's make this, and then we'll love it or not. And
you've been coming up with a lot of like very limited edition, like kind of like just make it, when it's gone kind of stuff.
Yep, that's what we do.
I like that. I love that.
We do. It varies how many we do in a year, but it's usually somewhere between 20 and 50 different like limited flavors per year. We usually drop 4 at a time. We've got another 4 on deck to drop in a couple weeks. And then we make them well in advance of dropping them. We just kind of, whenever we've got some spare time, we're like, great, we're going to make a bunch of micros, and we make the micros. And then when we start selling low on what we've got, then we drop another 4 and kind of carry on.
Do you see a lot of people that grab the new 4 ones every single time they come out?
I haven't tracked if it's like the same person grabbing every single one, when the moment they sell out, they come out, but we definitely, as soon as we drop them, we get just a huge flurry of sales and activity, and people love them. And some of them sell it. It's really interesting to see how they sell, because some of them sell really fast from the get-go. Like we did a tomatillo corn sauce, hot sauce, not salsa, hot sauce. And people went bonkers for that. And I was not expecting that at all. And it's not even something we can easily make over and over again, because we have to get stuff from farms. And it means that like, we're not going to be shucking corn. Like we'll shuck like a couple dozen for this micro, but that's it. Like, we're not going to be doing this in big batch. And
man, corn is a like sleeper, amazing ingredient for a sauce. It is so good. Every corn sauce I've ever had is unbelievably good. So
we'll have to send. We have made a second batch of this now, just because people loved it so much. So I don't think we've released it yet. But we do have it. So we'll have. So yeah, no, it's fantastic. But we can't do it at scale at all. And then we'll have other ones, like we had this Barge Canaliente, and it was made with a stout beer called Barge Canal. It was a Scottish stout beer from a local company, and it like didn't move at all. Like, whatever, it's fine, we just have fun with it. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, that's the best beer. And I'm like, how did this just suddenly, after months of being sold, all of a sudden people just went for it, and it just went poof and sold out. And I think some of it's the way a hot sauce settles, like it develops differently over time or something. So, but actually a new sauce that is coming out, I did think of that one, is so we have our taco vibes only, we have a mellow vibes only.
I think I saw that.
It was. So we had a first batch of it, which was a little bit more direct recipe wise, a direct relation to taco vibes only. And then after I liked it, but I knew that I could like bring it closer flavor wise to Taco Vibes only, obviously without the heat, and make it a little mellower. And so we have this new version, and I love it. And it tastes like Taco Bell medium, just like better. And it's really mild and just it's easy to just pound a bottle, and you just put, and it's got like a nostalgic flavor, and no powders, no any, none of that. It's actual peppers. And I think we've sold out of the old Mellow Vibes, and now we're on to the new one. And it was mostly a different pepper blend to kind of achieve the flavor I wanted. But I will send you some of that.
Beautiful. I'm super excited for that.
And we're going to be making that a big batch sauce, because I think it's just going to be really popular really fast.
Awesome. Do you guys see any like trends or what's going to be like the big thing in hot sauce in 2025?
It looks like a Lotte inspired fucking hot sauce, dude. Everywhere. Like everyone's coming out with a fucking toasted roasted corn something or another.
I've got a little take on that. I'm going to do it with hominy.
Oh man, that's going to be beautiful.
Hominy is fantastic. I love hominy.
Motherfucker. You motherfucker.
Do like a pozole sauce, some sort of like something like that, it'd be great.
It's dragon fruit, charred hominy. I don't remember the peppers.
Dragon fruit and charred hominy. Jesus. That is wild. That's so cool.
This fucking guy. So,
I love it. I love it.
Everyone's coming out with a roasted corn hot sauce. I'm like, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to fucking rock a hominy hot sauce. And then this asshat over here is like, I'm going to do hominy hot sauce. Fuck out of my head, man.
How many times has that happened to us?
A lot. I mean,
so many fucking times.
Like this limited series says it's going to have a pizza sauce in it. It's fucking black garlic and tomato and porcini mushroom powder. And I'm like, fuck, man, Spike already did this, dude. But
that's fine. It doesn't bother me at all.
Whatever. I know, but it's,
I mean, that's how you get sauce to sell, though. Like, like a pizza sauce. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's going to sell like gangbusters. Like, that's how it works, So like, you got to do that stuff too.
Yeah, I'm doing we're doing a black garlic pizza, black garlic harissa, black garlic soy, and a black garlic dessert sauce.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Raspberries, orange blossom honey, black garlic, toasted fucking coconut, balsamic vinegar.
Ooh, good lord, Jack. I'm excited.
Sounds great.
Can't wait. Heck yeah, man. I'm trying to think of what else. Any other questions I got for you guys?
Did I send you the teriyaki that we made?
No.
So the mustard that I sent you, the spring pea Dijon.
Mm-hmm.
That one is not till next year. It was just a preview, and I did that one, and then we've got a teriyaki, and I've got this crazy weird it's a hot sauce, but barely, because the only heat comes from a lot of black pepper, but it's a steak sauce is what it ends up being, but it's with beets and cherries.
Sounds fantastic. I love like heavily black peppered sauces. Like I think that black pepper is just so good. It's so good, so good. My wife's always yelling at me because she says I always use so much black pepper and stuff, and I'm just like, it's so good though.
It's just great.
It's so good.
So I have side note here, Claire. I'm looking at this website that you sent us. File a report using the BOIE filing system. Is that what we're doing with this thing, or what? Okay,
that's
cool.
The thing.
That's it. Sorry. Side note. Sidetracked. ADD. What else you got, Brian?
I'll do a side note too. Claire, I get your emails. Who do you use as your email provider or your email blast company?
You mean like the what platform?
Yeah, like what platform you use to send out those emails?
Shopify.
Okay.
You don't.
Because I was going to say when I was asking if the people that buy like the 4-packs that you drop, if depending on we use a company called Klaviyo, and Klaviyo you could make a segment, target those people. So when the new ones come out, you could send an email blast always to those people, and kind of that was like a random thought. I was like, you could probably get those people.
No, and so the crazy thing about us is that we grew organically for a long time, that we've never really had to think about those things, and now we need to think about those things, and there's so many really stupidly obvious marketing business things that we should be doing that we're not doing, like going to trade shows or selling on Amazon or doing SEO on our website at all. So there's a lot of these there's a lot of these things that, yes, segmenting and figuring out exactly what to send to who and who to send to what to,
That's like, in the beginning of our conversation today. That's kind of when Spike was asking how, like, you're like, I feel like your videos have changed a little bit and that kind of thing. Like, I'm almost thinking about it in that exact way, where like my channel grew very organically in the beginning, and now I have to think about those kind of things. Yeah. So it's like, how do I get my videos out to people? Yeah. You know, like that's the way that I'm kind of approaching it, because I just feel like in every industry, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way, like you feel like you have to work harder and harder every year to get the same result that you have the previous year, kind of thing. Yep. At least I feel like that with my other companies. And so it's like, that's kind of hitting home when it comes to like YouTube and like in my personal videos, in that kind of like realm that I've been living in for so long. So it's just like trying to get creative and how to get them out there, you know, so.
When YouTube, I mean, they keep changing their algorithm and they keep changing, like we make hot sauce for the Try Guys, and so I pay attention to what they've been doing, and and you know, and they just started their own platform, and because of the difficulty of how YouTube does their algorithm and what they feed to people, and I just imagine that must be this constant chase to just get your information out to your fans.
Yeah, but someone like the Try Guys probably have, you know, they have a fucking team of people like, okay, this is the algorithm this week.
I mean, well, but it's still hard for them. So if you're
absolutely, I mean, it's also like one of those things, and I'm not saying, I mean, they crush it, they make amazing videos, like I love those guys, you know, but it's like the bigger you are, the harder you fall kind of situation simultaneously, and so you have to be paying attention to like all of those things. And so like my business partner, Andy, he's a monster on YouTube, and we have these internal conversations all the time, you know, because he's been doing it since YouTube started, you know. And so we're constantly, like, he's got reps and people, we talk to Google and we talk to YouTube direct all the time. And so like, we're constantly working on these sort of like algorithm things, how to make videos, how to get them out there, how to do concepts, what are people watching, blah, 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 all the nitty gritty, nerdy internal things that you're doing, you know? So yeah, it's a constant thought, constant battle kind of thing, you know? And again, and that's kind of part of the reason why I'm trying to focus on my Patreon as like a side kind of thing at the same time, because it's a community that I can foster directly, and there's not like an algorithm per se attached to that, so I can kind of, it lives and dies by how much care and thought that I put into it, and I like that, you know. So yeah,
that's great. That's great.
Speed round real quick, and then we'll call it. How's that sound?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it right up.
I don't remember the questions in the speed round, so this is going to be great.
Yeah. It'll be fun. All right. You win the lottery. What's the first hot sauce related thing you buy?
Oh, this is one I actually have thought about. This is going to be a super fun one. So this is a hypothetical, like win the lottery. Okay. Right. Okay. So I'm just going to pretend that it's the biggest lottery that has ever been won by any human being on the goddamn planet. Okay.
Okay.
So I'd probably, first of all, I'd buy Tabasco, like the whole company, and then I'd buy Pucker Butt as well. So I've got like the best ingredients, and I've got all the peppers that I'm ever going to need. I'd probably call Jeff Bezos, buy Whole Foods from him, so now I've got distribution. And then
this is the best. I love it.
Yeah. And then I'd probably get all three of you guys together, and I'd ask you how much it would cost to purchase all three of your companies, and then just triple that. Buy all of your companies, and then all you guys got to do is not worry about money ever again. Just put all three of you guys together, and you guys will all just make sauce. And then we've got all the vinegar we need. We got all the peppers we need. We got the distribution. We'll just take over the whole world. It'd be great.
$100 hot sauces all day long.
Absolutely. We'll just do it.
Okay, so now we're gonna form a company and figure out how to get Brian to win the lottery so that we get to all do this.
Go.
That sounds great.
It has to be the biggest lottery that's ever been won.
That's ever been happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine sounds very affordable to do what I was trying to do. So yeah.
I think it sounds like a solid plan. Let's go.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
So there's that.
You give up making hot sauce videos. You can do anything else. Let's say you give up that. You give up skateboards. You give up photography. What else would you do?
I don't know. I'd probably just run a whole lot. I'd just continue running. I'm a big runner, and so I'd figure out a way that I could just be a full-time amateur ultra runner. That's what I would do for the rest of my life somehow.
I totally thought you were going to say chef.
Oh man, I would love to be a chef. That too. I guess if I didn't care about money at all, I'd probably be a chef.
Wait a minute. Like, you really want to be a chef in a kitchen, dude? Do you understand how high stress You'd definitely
really
be
high stress.
You'd definitely be doing some cocaine and drinking by the end of your first shift.
You're probably not wrong. I worked in restaurants for 15 years, and it's kind of weird because I feel like I fit in the most in back of the house, but I've never worked back of the house. I've always been front of the house. I've done every job code you can think of in front of the house, but I've never cooked. But I love to cook, but never professionally.
That's how I was. I worked. I did serving for 13 years, and then just got behind one day, and that was it. I was cooked from then on. So
we'll be out of here soon, Zach. I promise.
All right. You get Desert Island hot sauce. One sauce for the rest of your life.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And you can pass.
I know I can pass.
No,
I don't know
he can't pass. He has to answer it.
Well, I'm trying to think of what sauce, because it can't be any of my own sauces. So
or any of ours, right?
Or any of your sauces. Oh my God, it is so freaking hard. I'm trying to think. All right.
I feel like Dos Locos or Locals is high on your list.
I know, but I did a Charman sauce the first time you guys answered me this question, and it was a sauce that didn't exist. It was his 7-pot honey sauce, which is one of the best, which is insane. He's never released it. We'll stick to the corn situation we're talking about. Corne Chipotle by Volcanic Peppers, but he's got to make it freaking hotter because that sauce is way too mild. So I'd force him to make it hotter, and then I'd eat that all day, every day.
There you go.
That sauce is fantastic.
Okay. And let's see, if you had a sandwich named after you, what would be in it, and what type of heat would you use?
A Cuban sandwich is my all-time favorite sandwich. Yeah. So it would be some sort of Cuban, and my favorite peppers are Scotch bonnets. So it would have to have Scotch bonnet heat in there. So we're gonna get some sort of Scotch bonnet mustard going on in there, and there we go. Boom.
Love that. All right. If you could go back in time and change one thing about your business journey, what would it be?
Oh my God. You're talking about hot sauce here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would do more collaborations as early as humanly possible, I guess. So the more collaborating I can possibly do, because that's how you grow when you're a baby channel, like that fast as I could do. I'd be trying to work with every other hot sauce creator, hot sauce company, hot sauce anything immediately as soon as I could.
Side note, don't feel obligated to stick with High Desert, man. If you want to collaborate with someone else, you're free to do whatever the fuck you want. You know that, right?
Oh, I know that. I know.
Okay.
You know.
I
absolutely know that.
You're not married to me. I may hunt you down and hurt you a little bit if you cheat on me, but
You got to remember that I never wanted to make a hot sauce, and you kind of forced me to make a hot sauce.
I didn't force you into shit. I said, hey, man, you ever think about having your own sauce? You're like, I can't, man. Conflict of interest.
Hey, Claire.
Yada, yada, yada. And then an hour and a half, right? Like a year and a half later, I get a message. So you want to
hey, man, all I gotta do is I just gotta put a little bug in your ear about something I want to do, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, all right, so when we're gonna do this? And I'm like, that's how it works, you know. So as long as you bring it up first, we're good to go, you know. But yeah, I know, Zach. There's all kinds of stuff I would love to do. So who knows?
All right. What is the best business advice you've ever been given?
Best business advice I've ever been given. I'm trying to think of what the best one would be. I don't know. I'll lean towards something I admire in business, and so I've been doing a lot of different stuff in a lot of different big companies for a long time. So I've been working my skateboard company's been around for 14 years, and the stay willingness with that my business partner and I have done with that portion of our business, where skateboarding itself rises and falls with the birth rate, and the popularity goes up and down, and just to show up every day and to keep on going, and things get better over time, and just to kind of ride that wave and to stay positive, and things are going to get better if things are down, and when things are up, to enjoy that. I think just to continue to show up for yourself every day, I guess that's the best advice.
All right. If you had to fight another spicy content maker, who would you want to fight, and would you win?
Oh God, I'm trying to think of the most humble person I could possibly fight. So I think it'd be the funnest thing. I'd be terrified to fight Zach. So Zach's from New Jersey. I'm not gonna try to fight him.
Is that me?
I thought, aren't you from? You're from Jersey?
I'm from Philly, bro.
Jersey. My bad. From Jersey. Whoopsie.
Yo, them Jersey bitches don't know how to fight.
Whoops. Who'd I fight, man? I don't know who I'd fight. I gotta find. I don't know. I'd make it a charity thing or something like that. And I'll fight Johnny. I'll fight Johnny Scoville. We'll do a little boxing match for charity.
There you go.
And it'd be the funnest thing ever. I love Johnny. Johnny would love that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'd fight Johnny.
All right. If you could collaborate with any other hot sauce company besides Zac, who would it be?
I would love to collaborate with either Spike or Claire, one of you two. That'd be fantastic. Because I truly do. I truly do think that you guys. It's not just because I'm on the podcast. Like, you guys are two of my favorite makers, so I would love to.
Thank you very much. That door's always open, and I'm sure.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would love to.
Yo, if these two end up
in my ear,
if these two end up in a ditch over the next couple of days, I know nothing about it.
I know, right?
All right. If you had to pair, well, this one doesn't work for you. If your brand were a cave person, would it be a hunter or a gatherer, and why?
I don't know. I'm more of a gentle person. I would say I'm a gatherer over a hunter for sure. You know, I try to be pretty gentle.
I agree. Describe your hot sauce. Describe your hot sauce. One of the two, right? Two. Yeah.
3, kind of.
3, okay.
2.5.
Your favorite of those.
Okay.
Without saying a single ingredient or heat level.
Perfect. Tacos, and without a heat level on it, I don't know. Perfect and tacos and savory and sweet. And what am I missing, Zach?
I don't know. It's your sauce, man. I don't know nothing about it.
I mean, you only make it. I'd say that. I'd say those 4.
All right. If Pepto-Bismol asked you to make a hot sauce using Pepto-Bismol, what kind of flavors would you use, and what kind of heat would you use?
That might be the absolute most foul thing I can possibly fathom. I'm trying to think of what that would have to be. I would try to make it the hottest thing you've ever tasted, because that way it would hopefully overpower any flavor that's happening there.
Thank you.
So,
this is what I've been saying forever.
I would make it just like 99% freaking extract or something. Like, I'd make it a Pepto tincture. That's what I would do. It would be a Pepto tincture. That's just it. So you only have to take it like drops at a time. So that's what I would make it. So yes, I'd make it a tincture. What else do I have to answer you there? So I got the heat, and I got kind of an ingredient.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
there we go.
Add some kind of fruit or something, then you could say that.
No, it's going to be 1% actual Pepto. The rest of it's just going to be straight heat.
All right, that's it. We're done.
Okay. Beautiful.
I think my answer to the Pepto was the trash can. That was
your answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd do watermelon because it'll go with that mint and ghost.
Yeah, there you go. I think those are smart answers.
I've never tasted Pepto.
Really?
Don't.
It's like chalky mint, Mylanta. It's kind of the same thing, only weirder. I don't know.
Never had Mylanta either.
You haven't cramped hard enough yet.
Yeah, you don't have tummy issues.
I make good life choices.
I don't buy it.
You're in the hot sauce business. No, you don't.
I don't buy it.
Oh my God. We were tasting a sauce, and it's somebody else's, so I can't talk about it. But we were tasting a sauce on Wednesday, and it was the worst heartburn that I have ever gotten from a sauce ever. Like, it was like, it made my heart race, and I had to sit down. Like, it was so ridiculous. And it's a pepper that we don't use in our sauces very much. And I think it was related to a pepper. My one pregnancy aversion was this one chili pepper that I think was related to this chili pepper. And I'm being deliberately vague because I can't talk about this other person's sauce.
I'm trying to think of what that possibly could be.
I think I have an idea. No.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out.
See you later.
Okay. Bye, Brian.
See you guys.
It was really great talking to you.
You too.
This has been a Spike Mind Media production.